The next one we will take from a grab, okay? So he moves forward and he grabs. These are the crowns. I explained about these before with the Jin Tai Kyu Sho. Now, these can be struck quite easily, but they dead in the hands, and that would mean that I'd need a new yuke. So you strike in 1, 2, all right? Now, you notice that when I struck these together, okay? And when I struck this, I brought this back in. And this is sparking. This is sparking, okay? You strike in here, you cover the joint, because the energy from here is bouncing back and forward, and all he wants to do at this stage is get away. When you do this, it sparks in the system, and that roots him, it grounds his energy. Now when you hit here, every ounce of power that you put into this is multiplied 1,000 times over, because the energy has nowhere to go. So it rocks the head on the axis, and it overloads all the neurons, and it puts you down cold. Yep. Okay, we use another one. This comes into here, and you strike upwards with the heels of the hands, up here, and that leaves him open to the third rib. Yeah? Again, up. See the rising of the body? Age, taiage, body rising. And then you strike forward, in and upwards. Yeah? On the next one, we take this as an attempted choke. Yeah? So he moves forward. You strike, just glancing across this from here. Now you strike down here. This point just here, it's like the back of a knife. It feels stiff like that. And you strike down on it. That causes that reaction there. Now, you keep the pressure on this here, pushing forward. And then you slap up on this. Okay? All right? Because what you've done is, you've activated a crossbody catch. You've activated a cross-body reaction. This here, all right? Now, that's creating an energy flow. That's created direction. Now what you do is you strike this here and you push forward. So what you're doing is you're stretching out the shoulder saddle. All this muscle across here now is hyperflexed. Yeah? So what happens now is that this here is braced against my shoulder, and he has no choice in that because I'm striking upwards. This is being pushed forward. The only way that he can get free is to pull back, and he can't. He can't because the joint is already locked in place. Yeah? And I can hold him there very, very easily. Yeah? Now, we use a single-handed grab and an attempted punch. So on this, the punch is coming into your face, so you move up. This is striking onto this part of the muscle just here. Now, when that's brought in, it's not brought straight up. That's going to be ineffective. He's going to go numb, and it's going to be ineffective. But if I bring this up on an angle, right, then it has a shearing action. And all the little goodies, all the nerves that's in here are all going to be stretched. And they're all going to fire off at the same time. When they fire off, the reaction is going to be heat. So it's going to be a snatch reaction. Pull it back to the body because that's the reaction the body has to heat. Okay? You don't look at it. You concentrate on this here. Catch. Okay? Now you bring this across here. Backhand, open hand. And that's brought in on the bottom of the stomach. Right? The diaphragm is probably one of the most effective areas to strike on the body because when you hit the diaphragm, you're affecting the heart, the stomach, and the lungs. Okay? You're moving up 1, 2, 3, okay? All right? I know that some of this may seem very vicious and inhuman, but you have to remember that you're dealing with combat here. You're not dealing with, playing at martial arts. They were fighting like this, 800-900 years ago, they were fighting like this all the time. And the assumption is that because they're classical and traditional martial arts, that today it's ineffective. If I punch him, a jab today, that jab is going to have the same effect today as it would have 800 years ago. The human body doesn't change, yeah?